Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Avanti Morocha. In this video, I'll share all the information you need to know about Siser EasySubli HTV. This material allows you to make sublimation projects on color garments. Now, let's begin. Let me start by telling you that it took me a while to understand this material, a lot of trials and error. This video is going to help you to avoid the many mistakes I made. Siser EasySubli is available in different sizes and can be bought as rolls. This material has a glossy and matte side. It should be printed on the matte side. I also have Siser EasySubli mask. You will use this material mainly when the design has many pieces. The mask sheet helps you to keep the pieces together in a similar way that transfer tape is used on vinyl. If you have a Sogra sublimation printer, you can print straight into the EasySubli. I'm using my sublimation printer Epson Short Color F170. I tried many times to print straight into Siser EasySubli and it was a fiasco. If you are not using a Sogra sublimation printer, you'll need to do a few more steps. You must print your design on sublimation paper and transfer it to EasySubli. When EasySubli was made, it was tested with Sogra's printers. When I print straight into EasySubli using my printer, the result was terrible. The ink bled and the lines looked so thick. This is opposite to the results you get in regular sublimation paper. The main issue is that my printer was made to be used with sublimation paper and there are no other settings. After many tries, I know I won't get good results printing straight into EasySubli. For that reason, I'll be using this sublimation paper. When using Siser EasySubli, you'll need to cut the image. That is why using a cutting machine is key. I'll be using Cricut. As you can see, I'm on Design Space. I'll upload the image I'll be using. Click on Upload and search for the image. I'll be using this PNG file I put together in Photoshop and Illustrator. The resolution is 300 ppi. Open. As you can see, this image has a transparent background. Click on Complex. Continue. I don't need to do any editing with this image. You may see black points around the pictures. These are no mistakes, it's just a grunge style. Continue. I'll select the print and cut image. Click on Upload. Select the image and add it to Canvas. Modify the dimensions. If you are using a JPEG or PNG image, I recommend bringing it to Design Space as an image larger than the size you want to use. If you upload an image with the exact measure you want to cut, Design Space will reduce the quality and it won't look so good. As you can see, this design is only one piece. I recommend using something similar for your first attempt using this material. When you understand how it works, you can use more pieces. Click on Make It. Continue. Send to printer. I'll be using my sublimation printer. Let the bleed on. If you don't know how bleed works, watch my video about it. Toggle on the system dialog and click on print. Minimize this window because the print dialog will appear in the back. The only thing that I'll modify in my printer settings is the profile. I'll be using the textile. As you can see, the design will be mirrored. Click on OK and print. I fast forwarded this part of the video. The process of printing this design took 1 minute. Remember, if you are using a Sogra's printer, you can print straight into the EasySubli and don't need to mirror the image. I'm using the Epson F170 and printing on sublimation paper and with the image mirror. The print looks good. I'm back on Design Space. If you are printing straight into EasySubli, you will select Vinyl. If you are printing in sublimation paper, go to Browse All Materials, type Copy in the search box and select Copy Paper 30 pounds. Load the material. I fast forwarded this part of the video. The process of cutting this design took 2 minutes. I'm back to design space. I'll change the operation of this layer from print and cut to basic cut. Click on make it, on matte, continue. Select the material, vinyl, load the material. Place the material with the glossy side facing down. I fast forwarded this part of the video. The process of cutting this design took 30 seconds. Remove the extra material from the EasySubli HTV. Here I have the Sublimation print. This image is mirrored. Here is the EasySubli HTV. And here is the EasySubli mask. The mask works like transfer tape and is resistant to heat. Since my design is only one piece, I won't use the mask. Use a lean roller to remove any residues from the t-shirt. Preheat the area for 3 seconds. Use a shared alignment ruler. This way it's easier to find the center. Remove the backing from the EasySubli HTV. I'm not using the EasySubli mask. Place it on the shirt with the glossy side down. Mark the center. Place a piece of butcher paper. Press it for 10 seconds at 310 degrees Fahrenheit. If you print straight into EasySubli, the recommended press time is 15 seconds. Now place the sublimation print over the EasySubli, align the pieces perfectly, and use heat-resistant tape to keep the parts in place. Place a piece of butcher paper, press it for 40 seconds at 380 degrees Fahrenheit and press with firm pressure. These settings may vary on the heat press you are using. You need to run some tests with your heat press. Remove the butcher and sublimation paper to see the result. As you can see, it looks fantastic. This is another project where I use EasySubli HTV. First, I press it at the same temperature, 380 degrees Fahrenheit, for 30 seconds. But after checking, I noticed it needed more time, so I add another 15 for a total of 45 seconds. Normally, you see residues on the sublimation paper. However, if you see so much ink, you need to increase the temperature or add more time. As I mentioned, I was initially frustrated with the material because it took me a while to understand it, but the results were fantastic after some trial and error. If you are looking for a material to print photos or more complex designs, I recommend using this material. Here I have two shirts I made with EasySubli HTV. This one has one wash. As you can see, it still looks pretty good. When I wash it, I flip the shirt inside out, use a gentle cycle, and let it air dry. I'll share the links where you can buy Siser EasySubli HTV in the info box. If you have a Sawgrass printer, buying the paper size sheets may be a good idea. However, if you have any other printer, I recommend getting the rolls. It is more cost effective if you get the rolls. I hope you like this video and find it informative. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. If you are interested in any of the products I shown in the video, I'll share the links where you can buy them in the info box below the video. If you are new to my channel and you like what you see, hit the subscription button, tap the notification bell so you get informed every time I release a new video. Don't forget to visit my blog, follow me on my social media, like this video, and share it with your loved ones. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.